We'll start the city council meeting for February 14th. Taco Tuesday for a lot of you all. Also Valentine's Day for some of you. If I could, Sharon, could I, or, jeez, 2 times. Giovanna, I'm so sorry. Giovanna, could I please get,
Can we turn your name tag around so he can see that?
that's, I don't know why. Giovanna, could I please get a roll call?
Absolutely. Rose Beach? Here. Matt Brown?
Here.
Terry Courtney?
Here.
Amy Long? Here. Dan Martin?
Here.
Sherry Snowden? Here.
All right, well. 3 years, long time to forget. If everyone would please stand for invocation pledge. Dear gracious and heavenly Father, we thank you for our many blessings. Lord, we ask that you give us guidance and allow us to make the best decisions for the city and for the people that elected us for this position. Lord, we ask that you steer us away from short-sightedness and pettiness. In your Son's name, I pray. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. On a side note, I hope that somewhere John Wainwright is watching on YouTube and that he notes that I did not say anything during the invocation about having another day with breath in our lungs. So, John, I'm evolving. Few quick announcements. February 20th, City Hall will be closed for President's Day. March 7th, there will be an events planning meeting, 6 p.m., council chambers. March 7th, is that the,
Events planning.
so the events planning is actually the 14th.
Oh, you're right. Sorry.
Sorry, we got a little typo. Scratch that. March 14th will be the events planning meeting, be at 6 p.m. council chambers. March 7th will be a caucus meeting at 7 council chambers, 6:30.
Right.
And March 14th, we've got a lot going on here at the city, folks. It's okay. March 14th will be a council meeting here, 7 p.m. at the senior center. If I could I please get an approval of the agenda?
Make a motion.
Second.
Rose Beach?
Yes.
Matt Brown?
Yes.
Terry Courtney?
Yes.
Amy Long? Dan Martin?
Yes.
Sherry Snowden?
Yes.
Okay. And if I could I please get an approval of the minutes from January 3rd caucus meeting, January 10th council meeting? In the past, you've motioned to combine those. You may do so if you would like, or do them individually.
Motion to approve and combine, please.
Second.
Rose Beach?
Yes.
Matt Brown?
Yes.
Terry Courtney?
Yes.
Amy Long?
Yes.
Dan Martin?
Yes.
Sherry Snowden?
Yes.
Moving on, we have Sheriff's Department. Major Mark, sir, welcome. Thank you for coming.
All right, so council's got my report of Sheriff's Department activity from the month of January 2023. In January, sheriff's deputies responded to 1,063 law enforcement events in the city of Walton. Some of those include 7 911 hang-ups, 23 alarm drops, 2 animal complaints, only 21 auto accidents, not too shabby for January. Deputies did 28 business checks, attempted 39 criminal or civil summonses, handled 3 criminal mischief reports, one of which the city was a victim. Y'all had the fence cut through at your sewer plant, and so that someone could steal an ATV from over at the Walton Electric. Let's see, where was I? 5 domestics, 4 reports of drug or intoxicated subjects, 4 emotional crises, 3 juvenile trouble calls. Deputies handled 8 motorist assists, went on 1 overdose call, handled 10 requests for information, 588 spot checks, handled 20 suspicious activity reports, investigated 3 thefts, reported 29 traffic complaints. Deputies conducted 51 traffic stops, 7 vacation checks, 9 vehicle complaints, unlocked 11 cars for motorists, handled 2 one-person calls. All told, they issued 15 citations and made 6 arrests. Any comments or any questions I can answer for y'all? Yes, ma'am.
Yes, what was happening over at the school? They closed down, that locked down the school on Stevenson Mill? What was that all about?
An individual took his life, and the circumstances were such that it warranted a hazmat team to respond to ensure that the house was safe for personnel in it.
Okay. Major Mark, if there's not any current questions by council, you referred to the stealing of an ATV from Owen Electric. That was pretty clever plan, in my opinion. It seems like that was well thought out. Whomever, they basically drove through the woods for that. Normally, my experience anyway with the city, we don't see a lot of crimes that well thought out.
Yeah.
Is that anything,
At this point, no leads or suspects or anything, so. But I agree with you, Mayor. I prefer the dumb criminals to the.
Yeah, no, when I finally, all the events had unfolded and we learned, what had actually happened, I just got a call from our wastewater treatment plant operator, like, hey, our fence got cut and, yada, 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 and then.
Oh, so they cut our fence to get through, to steal
The tract of land behind our sewer plant, some of which we own, but it goes back behind Flying J, the Blue Beacon, and connects to Owen Electric's property as well. Realistically, you could take it all the way down to the campground if you really wanted to. So they stole an ATV from Owen Electric, drove it basically through the woods, got to our fence, cut the fence at the sewer plant, drove through the sewer plant, cut the other side of the fence, and left. It was pretty well thought out, in all actuality. One more question, sir, if you don't mind, just since for our folks here and our folks on the web, have we gotten any further along with the closing of the investigation for the fatality on the ramp?
I have not heard any updates on that. I'll check with the lieutenant that supervises the accident reconstruction unit, and I'll get your report back as quick as I can.
No, I appreciate that, Chief, or Major, as always. All right, any further questions for Major Mark?
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Chief Vest with the Fire Department, sir. Good evening, thank you for being here.
council, you all have a copy of my report for the month that breaks down in greater detail. But for the month of January 2023, fire department responded to 143 total incidents. 68 of those incidents was within Walton city limits. 56 of them was in the Richwood and Boone County area within our fire district outside the city limits. 17 of them was in the Kenton County portion of our district, and we made 2 additional mutual aid responses. Out of those 443 responses, 2 of those was to structure fires. We had 19 motor vehicle crashes, 1 of which involved a pedestrian struck by a vehicle. 2 overdoses, 2 gas leaks in buildings, it's either natural gas or liquid propane, and 1 hazmat incident. Anybody have any questions?
I appreciate y'all's help with the people. Thanks for me.
Oh, was that down by your house?
Over this one.
Okay.
They're all gone, they're cleaning up the house. I know that, did y'all, do the home?
No.
We can't hear her.
Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot about this thing. I was just
She
asking.
asked if the fire department condemned the house where the incident was, Major Mark commented on it, and no, we did not. It was deemed safe to be, so no further action was necessary. Thank you all.
Okay, thank you, chief.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, Matt Bogan with Cardinal Engineering, thank you, sir.
All right, evening, everybody. So, at last month's meeting on the High Street Bridge project, we were getting feedback from utility companies to make sure that the latest plan set didn't have any impacts on the facilities. Duke Gas Department, since they dealt with the last 2 holdouts, I've been in touch with both of them, either have any issues with it, so I sent the memo back to the state to get certified. The engineer over that was out of office last week. I believe she was getting back today, so I'm hoping to hear something back on that soon. For our planning our road projects, I've got a short list together on the report there. If anybody sees anything else that they think ought to be added to that, let me know. I was talking to one of our contractors last week, and they do concrete work, and they said that if the city was willing to bid out separate projects for asphalt and concrete, that, they don't have the capability to do the asphalt paving in-house, but they can get us a much more competitive rate on the concrete. So, I think we would probably, for at least what we have currently, we would probably need a little bit more to meet the bid threshold, or we just hold that back and just put out, just contact them directly and take care of those areas, because it's really just a little bit of concrete panel replacement and some sidewalk extension. Those brought up on on our MS4 projects, I know the contractor to look at those 2 sites on at the end of Brookwood and the retention pond on Chardonnay Valley. The quotes came in total $26,800. So if that's good with council, I'll get in touch with him and have him get started on that right away. I think those prices are reasonable based on the scope of work. We did have 2 other issues that have come up in the last month. One of them is on Mashburn Drive. It's just the backyard doesn't drain out properly, and there is a run of storm sewer that follows the property line. The water's just not getting to it, so really I think it would take would be another catch basin and a little bit of grading. And then there's another issue at 60 North Main. There is a pipe that goes through the backyard that is undersized, and when there's any kind of heavy rain, it backs up into the yard and then into the basement of that home. There is legal action on that, so I won't go into too much detail, but that's going to need more, a little bit more detailed analysis before any work that's done out there. Also, just, you guys might have heard, but we've gotten some calls both through myself and through code enforcement of mud in the road on Service Road by the Bobcat and Walton self-storage sites. We're staying on top of it. I've been in touch with the property owner, and they're the engineers on both projects. They are sweeping the road regularly. I think they're getting it at the end of each day. If anybody notices that they're leaving a mess after hours, let me know. We'll stay on top of it. And then also the questions last month about the church and school site at Our Lady of the Assumption and safety improvements. I got in touch with the state and also with the church and their engineer. The last time they asked for a school zone, they didn't have a high enough enrollment to qualify. They are at that point now, and of course they're adding a new school to increase enrollment. So the state is reevaluating that request. They said we should hear something back this month. So as soon as I hear something, I'll pass it on to you guys. Any questions?
Thank you for that on Beaver Road, and also thank you for any actions taken at the lake.
Yeah, thank you, I forgot to mention that. Yeah, the contractor at the Owens property is cleared out. We had some hiccups. Even after I talked to him and he was starting to get stuff cleared out, his trailer and some of his equipment got vandalized. I think he had a generator that got stolen, someone got his tire slashed, whatever. So that held things up even more, but he is cleared out. The dewatering pit is still there on the west side of the lake, so we'll need to leave that there probably till about around summertime, just to get the last little bit of moisture drained out of there, and then from that point, we can take that soil and topsoil or whatever. So yeah, any other work that you guys were waiting on out there, he's all cleared out, so pretty good. Anything else? Thank you.
Thanks, Brad.
Good. Good. Go around the room, some faces, open up citizen comments before we get into city business, sir?
Yeah, is the water safe? I mean, it comes down from Ohio and down. Do we get our water from northern Kentucky? Waterway, something?
We get our water from Northern Kentucky Water District. I've been assured that as of right now, our water is completely safe. I talked with our operations manager, Jerry, today. He could probably dive in on that. I also talked with Northern Kentucky Water District with their project manager. The main concern is in the people, Northern Kentucky Water is actively monitoring the situation. I would have to say the city of Cincinnati and even Florence, Boone County Water District, which is separate from Northern Kentucky. They get their water from Cincinnati. I think I'd say all three of them are monitoring it very closely, but from what I've been told is the thought process is that by the time any contaminants may or do reach us as far as the river goes, it'll be easily treatable. So it's a watchful eye type deal, but we haven't gotten any, red alerts or anything like that. Rural Water Division, the Ohio Valley Watershed hasn't, contacted us that, we're in direct danger. Jerry here, he checks the water readings daily. We are checked and sampled 7 days a week. At the moment, I'm not concerned overly, a mild amount of caution, I would say, but I don't think that we're in any immediate danger. But should that change and something, needs to happen, everyone, we will have communication to let that be known. But my understanding also is the chemicals that got in there, they're not per se hazardous chemicals as it would go. I mean, anytime anybody says chemical, you automatically, I mean, who's to define, hazardous to, somebody in a lab might, not be hazardous, but any of the rest of us that, you hear chemical, that's first thing you think. But no, I don't think as of right now, we're not in any danger. We are and we will continue to monitor. So same with Northern Kentucky Water District, I'm sure Boone Water. But a lot of most of Northern Kentucky Water District's water is not taken from the river. The water they do take goes to a large reservoir. It's treated and held before it makes it out. So I think we're okay. I will, trust me, everybody will know if we're not.
I think you pose a great question and a brave question, and thank you for that. And then I would only ask, because the residents are being told everything's fine right there locally and they can return, that would be concerning in my mind, but some say I'm a conspiracy theorist too. So my question would be, what kind of new testing or potential testing will change from this incident, from what we did yesterday to what we might do?
I can't tell you that. Jerry, I would think the same test from yesterday should,
Testing, it's just that they've got capable of testing what's there now, they've already, so they just monitor with the chemicals came out of the tankers, came down the high river, keep testing what they've come. They haven't talked to anything about new testing, but they do have the need to test the chemicals that way, today. So we're in good shape, I mean, there's nothing to be worried about yet.
Thank you, and thank you, sir.
it's a very fair question. I got the same question when I got home this afternoon, and trust me, my wife is more distrusting of what anybody official says, including myself, than
With good cause.
probably. Yes, yeah. I told her I didn't call the 1-800 what's going on with my water line. I said I called as a mayor and asked to speak to somebody, and they generally put me through to the proper person. So it didn't matter to her. She wanted to know how many bottles of water she should buy. But so no. Let's see. You all, hey.
You're on for the Mashburn issue for the drainage.
Okay.
As far as that goes, we're just looking to see, I guess, what the next step is and what we need to do and meet with as far as to get that.
I'll give you a copy of my card. I'll get in touch with the same contractor that's gonna do those other two jobs, and just, see how much it costs to tack them off as long as they can. It shouldn't really be too involved. I'll stop out there and take a look at it. I mean, I've got the plan I can show to you after the meeting. Basically, there's a pipe that runs along your back property line, right, and there's boxes on either side of you. It's just not making it back.
If you don't mind, would you mind sharing your all's name and what's your address on Mashburn?
That's a 12245 Mashburn Drive, Jacob Rouse.
12445 Ashburn. Jacob Rouse. You related to Mary Beth Rouse, or yeah? There's a lot of there's some Rouses around Walton. I was just curious. Okay, never mind. Moving on. Mr. Morris, glad to see you're here still. I know you would be. All right, Sharon, got anything? Okay. All right, let's move on to business. First, we have ordinance number. Pardon me, I apologize. Ordinance number 2023-01, ordinance of the City of Walton, Kentucky, amending ordinances 2018-15, 2022-05, and section 31.03 of the City of Walton Code of Ordinances in order to revise the policies and procedure for the timing of payment and compensation for the mayor and members of city council. Counselor, would you care to take over?
I will. Mayor and council and citizens, this ordinance does not change the compensation for the elected public officials. What it does is gives an option on how you can get paid. Currently, you get paid twice a year, and that is still going to be an option if this ordinance is adopted. But a council member or the mayor can elect it, under this ordinance, if adopted, could elect either that or to be paid once a month or once a year. Also, the default is the current setup twice a year. It would change the second payment from December back to November. Also, there's some language in there that is proposed to be removed, and the net sum of that will be if you serve for a part of a year and have to resign for other than under suspicion of breaking the law, you will get paid pro rata instead of having to serve until at least 6 months. So that is that would qualify for first reading. You all typically vote on first reading, not required by law, but you usually do to see if there's interest in letting the ordinance move toward second reading for the next city council meeting. So it's up to you now.
Motion to approve.
A second that motion.
Giovanna.
Rose Beach,
Yes.
Matt Brown,
Yes.
Terry Courtney,
Yes.
Amy Long,
Yes.
Dan Martin,
Yes.
Sherry Snowden.
Yes.
Okay. Second is ordinance number 2023-02, an ordinance of the City of Walton, Kentucky, amending Chapter 74 of the City of Walton Code of Ordinances entitled Traffic Schedules by creating Schedule 3 therein in order to restrict traffic on Scott Street to one-way in the direction from Church Street to High Street. I know we didn't go into great discussion on this. Is there any discussion on this issue, or otherwise I would need a motion to continue?
Motion to approve.
Amy asked why, Matt,
Amy,
can you
why is
elaborate?
this?
Really truck traffic coming down from the factories, come down that way and tear everything
Oh,
up.
yeah, that's where they get turned around.
Yeah, so I think with this, it might prevent it, and it's a one-lane road regardless, and it's tearing up everybody's yards down through there.
So it'd be one way going towards High Street, from Church Street to High Street?
Going up, yeah, because the semis come from the other way and go down, so maybe this is another deterrent, hopefully.
I'm out of, just, not that I'm opposed for it, not that I'm against it, either way. You live there, and I trust what you see daily. It's my understanding the school buses
Yeah, well,
travel up anyway. Is what's going to be the difference if, you know, I understand the problem with the semis, and, you know, we've worked on that quite a bit. What's going to be the difference if a semi does still make it up that way?
hopefully they see a one-way sign and don't go down one way.
Then they can only back out, right?
Yeah.
All
They
the
would
way
just
out.
have to back straight. Well, that, I mean, that actually probably, now talk it out, it probably does make sense. It would be a lot easier to back down High Street than run the other way. Is there anybody else that's going to be affected on Scott Street greatly as far as that you could think of?
I do
There's
not
like
believe so.
two residents,
There's
right?
two
Right there in the midst of it. Have you
I'm
had
sure they would
conversations?
be,
Yeah, they're fine with it.
Okay, cool.
was this the way that they don't go? You
And,
know, they usually go this way instead of that way.
and lastly, Matt, Jerry, do you have any thoughts on this? Just off of
I'll
your
just
general knowledge?
expect that it'll take a little bit of time for the message to get across. A lot of these truck drivers will just go wherever the GPS tells them, and regardless of signs, and until the GPS routing gets updated, they're gonna keep on going.
Yeah, I've petitioned Google and Apple to update all of that and did a year ago, and I'm not sure if anything's changed there. Say what, Jerry?
They come up.
Yeah, I might, of course, voting on first readings, I might, if somebody would like to reach out, maybe to Chris Shadler from the school, see what he thinks. Like I said, I'm not for it, I'm not against it,
Well,
I
it's a
don't
one-lane
have,
road anyway, right? So
right, it's a very narrow
I
road.
get to deal with.
I just know that's a change,
People.
that,
So
So-
either vote for it or don't vote for it.
yeah, no, I'm with you, I don't have a dog in the fight, so.
Did you motion?
Matt did motion,
Second.
Rose
okay?
Beach,
Yes.
Matt Brown,
Yes.
Terry Courtney,
Yes.
Amy Long,
Yes.
Dan Martin,
Yes.
Sherry Snowden.
Yes.
All right. Next, we have a municipal order, number 2023-02, municipal order reappointing and approving Rose Beach to the Board of Directors of the City of Walton Economic Development Authority Incorporated for a new 4-year term to expire on December 31st, 2026. Counselor?
Well, you basically named it, Rose's term. She's been on there since the beginning. Her term has expired. You've reappointed her for a 4-year term, and it's up to council to determine whether or not to approve your appointment. This Development Authority Incorporated basically oversees the TIF district. That's about it.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Rose Beach,
Yes, you may.
Yes.
Matt Brown,
Yes.
Terry Courtney,
Yes.
Amy Long,
Yes.
Dan Martin,
Yes.
Sherry Snowden.
Yes.
Okay. Last item of business, I believe. Unless I missed something.
That's the last one on the agenda.
Yes. You are correct, Councilman. The last item of business is Resolution 2023-03. This is a resolution of the City of Walton, Kentucky, opposing the passage of Senate Bill 50 and House Bill 50 relating to partisan local elections. If everyone would bear with me, I'd like to just go ahead and read this out. It's like, whereas members of the 2023 General Assembly have proposed bills in both the Kentucky Senate, SB 50, and the Kentucky House of Representatives, HB 50, to require partisan local elections, including offices of the county commissioner, mayor, legislative body members, all city offices, city wards, board of election, Board of Education, school board candidates, and soil and water conservation officers. And whereas it has been the collective experience of the mayor and council of the city of Walton that the question of party affiliation is an infrequent question during a campaign, suggesting the voters do not consider this a significant concern. And whereas the Kentucky statutes currently allow local legislative bodies and boards to opt for partisan elections, giving those with the best insight into the will of their constituents the ability to make the change if it is desired by the voters. And whereas adoption of SB 50 and HB 50 will represent a substantial increase in election costs and organizational efforts within our city, whereas we have recognized an increased challenge in finding qualified people to serve in local elected positions, and see the addition of a primary election as well as the potential for partisan acrimony a further hurdle in attracting good people to these positions. And whereas we ultimately see no significant benefit to requiring partisan elections that would warrant the additional costs and challenges presented by this requirement. Now therefore, be it resolved that the mayor and city council of the city of Walton do hereby express their support and urge our state legislators to vote against House Bill 50 and Senate Bill 50, as well as any other future legislation that requires partisan elections on the local level.
Mayor, I checked today, both of those bills are still in committee. They've not been voted on at all. This resolution was prompted by action by the Kentucky League of Cities, and cities across the state in the last month and a half have voted to oppose both of these bills for the reasons set forth here. So that's just a little bit of further information for your all's consideration.
Sure, and to add to that, both the Kenton County Mayor's Group, all three of, well, besides us, as of yet, Florence and Union have also passed or are passing similar resolutions.
It's just posted.
Almost all of the Kenton County cities have this currently on their agenda, or they've passed it as independents. The Kentucky League of Cities Executive Board of Directors has passed this unanimously in their last board meeting. So there is a strong opposition to this. And I know a lot of city officials and mayors respectively will be at next week for the League of Cities day and night at the Capitol. I will be there advocating against this. I've spoken. I've let our representatives know that I will be there and plan to speak with them directly, not only on this issue, but other issues that affect Walton as well, but certainly we'll be there. So that being said, someone would like to
Make a motion.
make a motion.
Did you motion?
Yeah.
Second.
Rose Beach,
Yes.
Matt Brown,
Yes.
Terry Courtney,
Yes.
Amy Long,
Yes.
Dan Martin,
Yes.
Sherry Snowden.
Yes.
You know my cousin. He lives in Houston. Don't think you know him. All right. Well, council, thank you for that. It's going to take a group effort, and it should, not only for this bill, but you know, it's kind of been nice to see a lot of the cities banding together on this and uniting on something like this resolution. And really, you know, I hope to continue to see more of that in the future, particularly when bad bills are presented in Frankfurt. So with that, I will open it up, council comments. Rose, council?
Once, no?
No? Okay. Councilwoman Courtney?
Just thank you for everyone coming tonight. It's good to see the familiar faces and the new faces, and please join us again. And just giving thanks and appreciation to our city leaders. So Giovanna and Jerry, thank you for all that you do. Appreciate it.
Councilwoman Snowden?
I'm good, thank you.
Councilman Martin?
Something couldn't bring up at caucus last week because I didn't know about it yet. Been contacted by some citizens on Ziffendale and Ossa Valley. There's been a couple cars run off Walton Nicholson into their backyard. And they've asked me to look into a possible guardrail there. State road, so I'll be doing most of it with them. But if anybody has any concerns, questions, don't hesitate to reach out to me, and I'll be talking to Matt about it as well. But that's about it.
Was it Zimpendale and Old Nicholson?
Walton
Or
Nicholson.
Walton Nicholson?
Yeah.
I think there was just a picture online where
Yeah.
they ran through a white fence.
Yeah, and they said like in the past year, they've had 2 cars run off, like they're headed north towards Independence, take that turn too quick, and they end up in their backyard. Used to not be a big deal because there weren't any houses there, but now they're worried, you know, when their kids get killed one day. So, trying to obviously be a little proactive here. Which I can't really imagine how fast they're going, but, you know, it's happened, so. But I've got pictures.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I got nothing, Gabriel.
Good deal. I was going to get to you, I promise. I didn't forget you. Actually, I thank everybody for coming. I'm glad to see we have Link NKY here. We haven't had a lot of local news coverage in some time. At least not when something wasn't going on. So it's nice to see you here. John Thompson?
Thompson, got it.
John Thompson for.
I was curious why the mayor wouldn't let you speak earlier when it was the citizen comments. I'm like, what, Giovanna?
I've just gotten used to reporters usually just sit back and they go, no, I'm just writing down what you say.
I did have something to say.
No, the reporters here?
Yeah, no. I went out and seen Sharon, and we had a very good turnout at the events planning meeting today. And it was really great to see the public come out and really want to put in their knowledge and history of Walton. So if you have some knowledge and history of Walton, it'd be really cool to have your input for Old Fashioned Day coming up. It was really a good meeting.
Thank you, Amy, and that's true. Sharon's always looking for volunteers, so for anyone who has time to spend, we'd love to spend it with you for our events planning.
All right. Good deal. I have nothing. I hope everyone has a great evening. And if you have loved ones waiting on you, I hope you have a great Valentine's Day.
If not,
If not,
we hope you
I hope you have a great Taco Tuesday. How about that? Can I get a motion to adjourn?
Second? Here's my second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
I learned that you can do that.